Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We had Common Souls number 3 today, a daily tournament on duelingbook.com. If you guys want to play in the weekly Swiss tomorrow, that is Saturday at 1 p.m. I'll leave the link for that in the description box down below. We have Danger Despia versus Blind Second Regenesis here. This was a super cool match, y'all, and some really awesome decks. This Regenesis player has been trying to make this work for a little while now, so it's nice to see them get into the finals here. So let's get into it. The Regenesis player takes the die roll and ends up passing it to the Danger Despia player. Danger Despia starts with normal summoning Dark Beckoning Beast, only to be met with an impermanence. Activates the Danger Tsuchinoko in response. Gonna go ahead and hit the Danger Snek. Snek is gonna come back. And then from there, the player reveals Danger Nessie. The Sharvara in the hand for the Danger Nessie discard. Summons Danger Nessie, gets to draw a card. Misses the Sharvara trigger, unfortunately, here. Activates Jackalope, hits the Despian Tragedy. Draws a card. It is Shyama. Despian Tragedy activates, searching out the Despian Comedy. From there, they link off into Moon of the Closed Goddess and then link off into Fiendsmith Sequence. Sequence is going to trigger there. Fusion summoning into, get this, Despian Preskenion. Then they link off into Decode Talker, then use the effect of Sequence to equip to the Preskenion. Now it is a 3200 that cannot be targeted. Unfortunately, for this Despia player, the Blind Second Regenesis has an answer for that. So, the Blind Second Regenesis player starts with Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, making this board pretty much useless, destroying their board, and then giving them a Kaiju. Then special summons out the Regenesis Dragon, swings over the Sticky Strings Kaiju, swings directly with the Regenesis Dragon, sets Regenesis Birth, sets Imperm, and that is going to be the first game for Blind Second Regenesis. So, we're going into the next one. So, the Despia player is going to be taking first. Normal summons out the Dark Beckoning Beast to be met with Infinite Impermanence again. Activates card destruction here, pitching Lurie and Shadal Beast. There is an interesting tech in the extra deck for that Shadal Beast that we're going to go ahead and show you guys after this game. The card destruction hits Nib, gets all the hand traps left out of the Regenesis player's hand, and then the Despia player draws into another copy of Dark Beckoning Beast as well as Danger Nessie. So, triggers the Lurie, triggers the Shadal Beast, gets to draw a card, gets back the Lurie, activates Danger Nessie here, hitting that other copy of Dark Beckoning Beast and drawing Danger Mothman, uses the Danger Mothman here, hits Despian Tragedy, what luck there, draws another card, hits Opening of the Spirit Gates off of it, searches Despian Comedy, activates Opening of the Spirit Gates, searches out the Chaos Summoning Beast, goes ahead, links 2 here into the Fiendsmith Sequence using just Lurie and the Dark Beckoning Beast, and then uses the effect of Sequence, putting back the Dark Beckoning Beast and the Despian Tragedy as well as Lurie to fusion summon into the Preskenion. From there, they're going to link all 4 off into a Borreload, and then use the effect of Preskenion to equip, or the effective Sequence to equip to the Preskenion, excuse me, then passes back to Regenesis. Regenesis draws for turn, does hit Impermanence. It doesn't really do anything here because Borreload's untargetable. Special summons out Purple Nightfall because the Despia player was not preemptive enough to place the opening in a different column. But that's okay. The Despia player thinks for a minute, and then honestly, there really isn't a lot for them to do, so they use the effect of Blue Sky, reduces the power of it, and then gets to search out another copy of Purple Nightfall, but it really doesn't do that much here. Special summons Regenesis Dragon, misclick there, sets Imperm, then passes, activates the effect of Opening, chains the Regenesis Dragon to banish the Spirit Gates, and then not allowing it to resolve. Borreload is going to swing here, then Preskenion is going to swing over the Purple Nightfall. I wonder if it wasn't smarter to just activate Purple Nightfall there. Regenesis Dragon is adding itself back to the hand. And the Regenesis player scoops it up. We're going into Game 3 in the finals, y'all. We love to see it. Yo, bro, their internet connection was just not doing it for him today. So it looks like the Despia player is going to start off with Foolish Burial, sending Despian Tragedy. triggering the tragedy to search out the ad libitum. They do have a pretty crazy hand here. They normal summon Dark Beckoning Beast. That resolves. They search out the opening of the Spirit Gates, activates opening of the Spirit Gates, searches another copy of Dark Beckoning Beast, normal summons the Chaos Summoning Beast, links into Moon of the Closed Goddess, activates the effect, still has to pay the cost for the Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre pretty much just ended their turn there on the end phase. They're going to use the effect of the Bestial Baldrake, banishing Chaos Summoning Beast to summon itself. They draw Lava Golem. That doesn't really do anything for them here. They special summon Regenesis Dragon, swinging over the moon, attacking directly with Baldrake, and then passing it back. They draw Skill Drain here, trigger the effect of the Dark Beckoning Beast, but unfortunately it's not going to be good enough because that Regenesis Dragon is just going to stop that opening of the Spirit Gates from activating, and the Despia player scoops it up. Even though the Despia player lost, that deck was crazy, y'all, so let's go ahead and check that out really quick. So this is the list. It was pretty cool. It was really teched out. They have 9 copies of Despia monsters. If you see Dark Beckoning Beast plus any Despia, it does let you end on the Proskenian plus sequence. And then the dangers are just added consistency layers that let you like link into higher link summons like the Decode Talker and the Borland and maybe a copy of Moon. I wonder if the Cosmic Tree card isn't a really good option for this. Also, there's some Super Poly targets in here and no Super Poly, so maybe the extra deck the side deck once had Super Poly in it, but the list is pretty good otherwise. There is this Dark Beckoning Beast combo, which they have a total of 6 copies of. Like at bare minimum, it's always going to be Aerial Eater, which is going to get you to Crazy Beast. So that's pretty good. And then they're also on Skill Drain in the main because the Proskenian can kind of just be an untargetable 3200 under Skill Drain. And then there's this pretty hard for a lot of decks to out that. Even if they have the Kaiju for the Proskenian, now they have to be able to out the Skill Drain as well. So decks like Melodious aren't going to be able to combo too well, but they'll still be able to get a little bit out. So yeah, this deck was super cool. Card destruction was really awesome. The Unchained engine was cool. The Shadal Beast as well as Anoyatilis. This is for the Lunalight matchup from what I understand, because then they can't summon monsters from hand or graveyard using spell effects. So they can't use the Lunalight Tiger and they can't use Lunalight Perfume, and they can fusion into it using the Unchained Soul of Shyama and Shadal Beast. So that's an interesting little tech. But yeah, that's it for this deck. Oh, and then they also were on this End of Anubis to be able to stop like graveyard mirror matches, so that's a pretty cool thing to do, to just be able to send it off the Aerial Eater and then potentially bring it back somehow. Not sure how they're doing that, but it's still pretty cool. Maybe they just tribute summon one of their dangers eventually at end of combo for it, which can be pretty disgusting for some of the graveyard decks in the format. Well, let's get into the first place deck. So this was the first place list. They 2-0'd all their opponents until the finals, going to game 3 against the Danger Despia deck. This deck seems pretty good, y'all. You know, the Sticky Strings is a 2500 defense, which allows you to play your Regenesis monsters. Lava Golem is also a 2500, and that helps you crack some of the Melodious board. The Mech Knights are both also 2500 statted, and then they also are on Feather Duster as well as Super Poly, again, for the Melodious. I wonder if this just shouldn't be something else, but the Dragostapelia, definitely a really good card into the Melodious board. They have 3 copies of Imperm, 3 copies of Rebirth, as well as Extrav. They're on Googly Eyes Dragon. I wonder if they shouldn't be on Almirage for when they side in this Ghost Ogre. They could like normal summon, make Almirage, set a card, and then be able to Mech Knight combo stuff, so maybe that's a little bit better than the Googly Eyes. They're on 2 copies of Borolo to Decode and 2 copies of Haggard Dose. They were on Denko Sekka. This came up today at some point in one of their matches, I forget which one. And then 3 Pankratops, 3 Ghost Ogre, 3 Raigeki, and 3 copies of Twin Twisters. I wonder if this Ghost Ogre, the Raigeki, or the Pankratops wouldn't be better suited as a Dark Ruler no more, but either way, the list was really cool, y'all. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And again, if you want to play in the weekly Swiss tournament that we are hosting, that'll be tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you guys want to play in a daily, don't worry, that'll be happening on Sunday and then through till next Saturday when we do our second weekly. This has been Gores. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm signing off.